Right, okay, let's have a go at number 8 then. You can see that's a quadratic order 2. The highest power will be the x times x, and then times 2x, that'll be a cube. So you get a cubic here, of course, and if you expanded that bracket. So it is a proper fraction, so it's good to check that. It's good practice to check that, even though in this section we know all questions are going to be proper fractions. So these are all linear factors then, so let's go down and remind ourselves of the linear case, which is here, linear factors. Here's the form or pattern that we need to write down. It will be, there's a linear factor, there's a linear factor, and you write a over the first linear factor plus b over the second linear factor. We have 3 linear factors, don't we? So we just need to carry on that same pattern or form. So a over the first linear factor plus b over the second linear factor plus c over the third linear factor. There we go. Now multiply both sides. So that was case 1. Let me just put that down in the bracket. That's the case we invoked there. And then we want to multiply both sides by the denominator, don't we? Let's do that then. So on the left, the bottom will cancel out with the denominator that we times by on top, and it will leave x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, and that will be equal to then, multiplying by these 3 terms, here, here, and here. Here the x's will cancel, it will just leave a x minus 3, 2x plus 1. Then you've got plus, and it will be b, and this time the x minus 3 will go, and it will leave x, 2x plus 1. And then it will be plus c. This time that will go, and these 2 will just pop up. X times x minus 3. There we go. That's what we've got then. So now we can put in convenient values, can't we, here? No problem at all. Now there's an x here, so put a 0 for x is the easiest thing to do, isn't it? That's the easiest thing to do because that will disappear and that will disappear, and we'll work out a. If we put in 3, which seems to be the next easiest thing to do, that will disappear, and this one will disappear, and it will leave b equals value. And then the last thing, which is probably the awkwardest thing we're going to do, is if we put in minus a half here. So yeah, that will disappear then, that will disappear, and you'll find out c. So okay, with that in mind then, let's do the easiest thing first. We're going to put in x equals 0, substitute that value in there, both sides. 0 plus 0 plus 1 is 1. And then you'll get the second and the third term are both 0. But here you've got a times minus 3. And 0, the second bracket will be the value 1. And you put the 0 in there. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. There we are. So minus 3a equals 1. That tells you that a equals minus 1/3. There we go. There's the first value. Snicked in there. And then let's do the next easiest thing to do, which is x equals 3, isn't it? That's the next easiest thing to do. So if I put 3 in for here, I can see that 3 squared is 9. Another 3 there, which is 12, plus 1 is 13. So I can write 13 down. And that equals. And then I've got 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 times anything is 0. Then I've got b times plus b times 3 times 2 3s is 6, plus 1 is 7. Little brackets around them, just to be clear. Plus, and then I've got c. If I put 3 in here, 3 minus 3 is 0, times anything is 0, so we've got plus a 0. So 21b equals 13. So that implies then 21b, reading from right to left, equals 13. So we can clearly see that b is 13 over 21. Yeah, that's b done. Great. That's all. Okay then. And now we want to put c. So remember what we said, x was minus a half is the third value, because that minus a half times 2 is minus 1, plus 1 is 0. So you can see you need minus a half. So let's put that in then, x equals minus a half. And what do we get there? Well, we're going to get minus a half squared, which is plus 1/4. So half times half is a quarter. Then you get minus a half plus 1 on the left. And then the minus a half here will be 0 in this bracket. 0 times anything is 0. Again, this will be 0 times that is 0. So you're going to get 0 plus 0 plus. This will be the non-zero term. So it'll be c times the minus a half, put a bracket around it, just to be safe, and then x minus 3. Minus a half minus 3 is minus 3.5, or you can write that as a top-heavy fraction, minus 7 over 2. So here you've got 1. Take half as a half, plus a quarter is 3/4. On the other side, you've got 7 times 1, minus times 1 is a plus, 7 ones is 7, times c on top, write it that way around is easier on the eye, over 4. 4's can cancel both sides, and then you can move the 7 from times to the divide on one side to the other. So c is equal to 3 over 7. There we go. That's good. So now then, so what have we got then? Y equals, it will be a, here's a over x, and a is minus 1/3. So you minus 1, drop the 3 down to be with the x. Yeah? Plus b, and b is 13. Drop the 21 down to be with the x minus 3 that's there. Yeah? Plus c, c is 3/7, so it's 3. Drop the 7 down to be with the 2x plus 1 there. There we go. There's the answer. So we've done that partial fraction. Looked pretty awful. I just divided it up, putting some convenient values. Hopefully you haven't made a silly mistake. If we have though, the method is fine. And that's the important thing. You might make the odd mistake here and there, numerically speaking. As long as you got the method right, that's really the most important thing, isn't it? Then in a test or exam, you can simply just double check your numbers as you go through. And I'll do that in due course, hopefully, to check this is right. But it's good practice. At the end of an exam, if you have time left, you can just then double check everything. Yeah, or a test. Okie dokie, that's 8 done then. Well done. Let's move on to the next one.